Welcome to another edition of Raya's Power International. All my life I've been told by so-called medical professionals that if it hurts to perform a movement, stop doing it. However, my experience has taught me just the opposite. Today, researchers are telling lifters what they knew all along, that movement heals. In fact, when not exercised, joints dry out, tendons, muscles, and ligaments quickly shorten and tighten. Unfortunately, most lifters know little about joint anatomy, function, and how to maintain healthy joints. There are 147 joints in the human body. Each one falls into one of three classifications. The first is fibrous joints. Now, bones fixed immobilely like the sutures of the skull are fibrous joints. Cartilaginous joints are slightly movable joints, such as the pelvic symphysis, which connects the hip bones anteriorly. Synovial joints are movable joints such as the elbow, the humerus, the knee, the hip. Most joint discomfort experienced by lifters involves the synovial joints. The surfaces of our body's synovial joints are covered by articular cartilage, and articular simply means related to joints. There are different types of cartilage. Now, articular cartilage does not have its own blood supply and must rely on repetitive weight-bearing movements to bring nutrition and remove waste. When the joint is compressed, nutrition is forced into the cartilage. And when the compressive force is removed, the metabolic waste flow out and can be removed by the surrounding blood vessels. Inside cartilage is synovial fluid. In fact, approximately 80% of articular cartilage is synovial fluid. The fluid has the consistency of raw egg whites. Now, the remaining cartilage is a tough collagen matrix. Now, since cartilage is porous, the synovial fluid can leak out, and this typically results from lack of use. Now, if too much fluid leaks out, the cartilage shrinks to the point where it is not cushioning the joint effectively and joint pain results. Now, the good news is that the synovial fluid can find its way back into the cartilage. And increased friction from exercise is the mechanism. Now, when lifting weights, interaction between the synovial fluid and the cartilage causes the fluid to pressurize, and the synovial fluid is warm and becomes thinner and is absorbed more easily by the cartilage. Now, since the cartilage is porous, the increased pressure pushes synovial fluid back into the cartilage. Now, this increased absorption leads to swelling of the articular cartilage and increased cushioning ability. The pressurized fluid bears the contact force, stiffens the tissue, and minimizes frictional interaction between the mating surfaces. This whole process is termed hydrodynamic lubrication. Now, weight training also initiates the production of additional synovial fluid. Weight training strengthens the muscles, ligaments, and tendons surrounding the joints. When these tissues are strong, they act like a brace to protect the joint and reduce the pressure on the joint. Now, supplementation can help preserve and repair joint tissues. For instance, creatine monohydrate increases water volume inside the joints, which creates an additional cushioning effect. Glucosamine became a supplement of interest in 1980 when a German study outlined the importance of the supplement for joint health. While most people know that glucosamine repairs the tissue of the synovial membrane, few are aware that it stimulates the synovial production of hyaluronic acid. Now, hyaluronic acid is primarily responsible for the lubricating and shock absorbing properties of synovial fluid. Now, surprisingly, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, NSAIDs, which are commonly prescribed for joint inflammation, may inhibit the synthesis of glucosamine in the joints. Therefore, a short regimen of prescription NSAIDs may be less harmful than a constant regimen of over-the-counter NSAIDs. Now, essential fatty acids, EFAs, and antioxidants can also help reduce inflammation. There is no longer a question whether or not exercise helps to heal an injured joint. A reduction in the amount of weight lifted will quicken rehabilitation, but stopping exercise altogether only slows the healing. Additional supplements that support joint health and a limited course of NSAIDs will further the healing process. So it's a synergistic approach, a synergistic regimen to healing the joints.